What's up, everyone? Welcome to another trade recap of Tuesday, 19th of August. We had two trades in the morning, one euro trade, one GBP trade, and then we had a gold trade in the afternoon. Everything else was invalid in the afternoon. So starting off with the euro trade, looking at the 4 hourly, we did not break above these highs. So for me, we were still bearish. Okay, so I'm still looking for sells. On the 4 hour, we had this 4 hour FVG right here. Okay, let me just write that down. We had this 4 hour FVG dropping down into the 1 hour. Obviously, this is our 7 a.m. candle, 7 a.m. high, 7 a.m. low. Dropping down into the 15 minute. Same thing really with the hourly. If the hourly body's too small, you can use the 8 a.m. Same thing applies with the 15. Since this one was too small, we can go ahead and use this one. 15-minute high, 15-minute low. Right here, and then we're ready to take the trade. Now, you guys know that we don't need a point of interest to be tapped. All we need is one of the two things to happen. One of the two things is either the 50-minute high being swept or a point of interest. In this case, we got the 15-minute high being swept, dropping that into the 1 minute time frame. This is where we swept the 15. No entries along the lines of over here. We did get an entry here, but entry did not tap. Okay, entry did not tap. And we ended up doing the 1 to 5, I believe. We ended up doing close to a 1 to 5, as you guys can see, pretty much a 1 to 5. So since this already done most of the move, when it does come back into entry, you do not want to take it. All right. If you are still looking to take euro, you want to have another sweep and then look for an entry. And as you can see here, we did in fact sweep. We ended up tapping into the 4 hourly. You could have maybe entered here. Okay, you could have maybe entered here. Even if you did enter here, it would have been another break even. All right, right here, you would have broke even as soon as you broke beneath here. And as you can see, you would have hit break even just along here, around about 11.54. Then we ended up sweeping one more time, giving pretty much a very good entry, inverted bullish, followed by a bearish FVG. We came close to tapping into it. This would have been your entry, your stop loss over here, and then you would have gone break even from the moment that you broke past this level. Okay. Break even, risk free. You came close to hitting break even, but then you can see that you would have ultimately hit your 5%. So that was the first trade this morning. Lovely 5% on euro. With GBP, there was a couple of trades you could have taken. All right. A couple of trades. When I say a couple, I mean like 3 trades, but they all would have hit break even. All right. So on the 4 hourly, we can clearly see that we are bearish. We're making lower highs, lower lows. So we are bearish. We still don't have a breaker structure to the upside. So we are still bearish. We have this 4 hour remaining gap right here. All right. So that's our point of interest. Going down into the hourly, again, 7 a.m. high, 7 a.m. low. Going down into the 15-minute, we have our 15-minute high. Right here, we have our 15-minute low. Here, you would have to take a couple of entries until you got the winning trade, but that's fine because you wouldn't have lost any trade. Going down into the 1 minute, our first entry would have been right here. So there was also, I believe, let me just mark this for you guys so you guys can see. There was this 1 hour one, 4 hour one. The 4 hour was in fact, because obviously this candle, the push up happened at 7 a.m. So this 4 hourly candle was like this. Okay. So as you can see, we didn't need the 15-minute to be swept because we were already inside the 4 hourly. Okay, we were already inside the 4 hourly. So our first entry would have been right here, bearish FVG. Okay, bearish FVG, selling right here, stop loss right here. And then again, we would have gone break even from the moment we break a specific low, which is right here. We would have broke even right there. And as you can see, as soon as we broke even, we would have tapped that break even. But this is why it's super important that you guys go break even, is because with CRT setups, it's touch and go. We're supposed to tap entry and we're supposed to go. We're not supposed to come back and play around, because otherwise, when you play around, look what happens. Look what happens if you didn't break even. You would have been wicked out for no reason. Okay, so break even, no problem. We then had this entry right here. All right, we had this entry right here. You might have lost this one, maybe you didn't. Again, when you're placing your stop losses, always count for your spreads. Okay, so If the market comes up to this level and your spread is putting your position up here, then your stop loss needs to be at that level. Okay? Just because sometimes this can happen where you just about tap your stop loss and it ends up reversing. So for you not to get taken out here, make sure you count for your spreads. But like I said, it doesn't matter if you did lose this one, but here this was another break even because we would have tapped into here. From the moment we broke this low, we would have gone break even. And then straight away after, we would have hit that break even. Okay, straight away after we would have hit that break even. We then ended up having another trade. Okay, right here. This one, if you did in fact lose this one, this was your opportunity to make your money back. All right. So 1-to-1, make your money back. Here's your money back trade. All right. Now, if you didn't lose here, then you were obviously holding for a 1-to-5 or for a 1-to-3 or a 1-to-2. Again, you don't need to go for 1-to-5s. That's just me personally. I go for 1-to-5s. You can go for 1-to-2s. You can go for 1-to-3s, 1-to-4s, whatever you feel comfortable. Okay. But in here, we would have gone break even. Obviously, from the moment we broke beneath this low, we would have been already at break even. And as you can see, we would have hit break even again. Then, um, don't know why this position is over here, but okay. Then we had this position. Okay, remember, you don't go ahead and take the trade again here because that's your break even. You let it sweep one more time. Okay, let it sweep one more time. We then ended up having this beautiful bearish FVG right here. Okay, then we would have sold right here, stop loss right here, and then look at this beautiful trade. This is the trade that would have gained you that 5%, if you do go for 5, by the way. As you can see, break even, no break even hit. You came close. This is why respect your break even. Leave it. Do not see the chart come in here and decide to close here. Because imagine you were the type of person that you're seeing the market coming back up and then you decide to close here and then look at what it done straight away after. Okay, so remember, just leave your break even. If it's meant to hit your break even, it will hit it. All right, and as you can see here, a 1-to-5 cleanly done. All right, break even from the moment you either broke beneath here or you broke beneath here, your break even. So it's a risk-free trade. And then as you can see, beautiful 19 pip TP 1-to-5. So 10% to start the morning, to start the day off. And then in the evening, we had one trade, which was gold, which we ended up closing. A lot of us ended up closing at a 1-to-3 and a 1-to-4 because it was already at 100 pips or so. TP was quite big, to be honest. But if you didn't, then it would have just been a break even. But most of us, majority of the people that when we took it on the live session, we ended up closing at a 1-to-3, 1-to-4. So obviously on the 4-hour time frame, I was still bullish because we broke above this high and we didn't break below this low. Obviously now we did, but this was later. At the time, we didn't break below this low or this low, so we were still bullish, still looking to buy. On the 30-minute, sorry, on the hourly, obviously 1 p.m. high, 1 p.m. low. On the 30-minute, we had a 30-minute inverted gap right here. This is our point of interest. On the 50-minute time frame, the 15-minute did not get swept, but again, we had a 30-minute inverted point of interest, which validates the trade. We then ended up taking the trade out of 0.5 off the bullish FVG, as you guys can see right here. Bullish FVG, very good push. Coming back down, we tapped, no drawdown, tap and go. Remember, the good trades, they tap and they go. And as you can see here, we tapped little to no drawdown, depending if you entered here or if you entered here. And then we ended up going break even. As you can see the line right there, we ended up going break even right here. And then as you can see, this trade ended up doing 108 pips, a 1-to-4, around about a 1-to-4. So we ended up a lot of us closed here. Sorry, don't know what happened there, but we ended up closing here. Some people closed here for a 1-to-3, still 80 or so pips. Full TP was up here, but because it was such a big move, 130, 100, almost 140 pips. Okay, we ended up just, you know what, let's close over here because we knew that we might get some resistance at this level right here. So we just ended up closing. I ended up taking 2 positions. I closed one position around about here. And then I left my other position with my stop loss over here, which ended up getting hit, which is fine by me. Okay, I at least managed to secure a good amount on my first position. And then on the second position, it was good as well. And then the market ended up going lower. Like I said on the live session, we were probably gravitating towards this 4-hour gap. which is a very big 4 hour gap. As you can see, we're still inside it. So all in all, pretty good day. If you do one to twos, it was still a good day for you. You would have made 4% in the morning, plus another 2% here. You would have been up 6% just today alone. If you go for one to fives, you would have hit 10% in the morning and then another 4% here or break even. All right. So either 10% or 14% today, which is not bad. This week, if you do one to fives, we're up around about 18%. And if you do one to twos, you're up around about 14%. Bearing in mind, it's only Tuesday. It's only the second day of the week. So yeah, pretty good start to the week. Pretty good trades today. And yeah, other than that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.